Welcome to the Ripley's Believe It or Not vlog. A little disclaimer, I had to commentate over the footage because of the... Sorry, Duke, I'm almost done. Because of the crazy copyright music. See, Duke's even mad about it. And this is just a nail art because it's Halloween time. So thanks for tuning in. Subscribe today and enjoy the vlog. Peace. So this is the first room where when you enter, and this is Robert Wadlow, who's the tallest man in the world. He had a double hernia operation. At 13 years old, he was 7 feet tall. He died at 22 years old at 8 foot 11 inches. Here's a Genghis Khan looking dude. And what else? Oh, and then there's pictures. I didn't know what Robert Ripley looked like, but there he is with Shirley Temple, and we all know that Shirley Temple was an actress, but you know her drink was the 7-Up or Sprite mixed with cherry juice. There you go, a Grauman's Theater. Okay. Another thing about Robert Ripley is it's gonna come up here. He liked Dalmatians. Okay, it says right here, right there, December 25th, 1890, blah, blah, blah. But look at his teeth. His teeth are worse looking than mine. Colgate or Crest, that's all I have to say. I know my teeth are bad, but man, you got to brush. Okay, and so I'm just... Oh, another thing is I'm here alone again, and it's around 8 or 9 p.m. or something like that, and this place is it's pretty extensive. It's like a maze, all right? And Ripley's, believe it or not, I mean, I grew up with it. There was a television show growing up. And this is the second room where there's news articles, a bunch of... there's one on, let me see, Wizard of Oz star Ray Bolger dies. There's also one on Gilda Radner dies of cancer. And this is located on the corner of Hollywood Boulevard and Highland. So if you're a tourist... just know it's on the corner there. Another article is Loretta Young dies at 87. Betty Davis dies at 81. What else? You know, I wanted to at least look at a few of these articles until the... okay, Loretta... Okay, I already said the Loretta Young. Okay. And we also have the likes of Marilyn Monroe, Frank Sinatra, Liz Taylor, and Robert Ripley with his beautiful teeth. And that's coming up here. I'm kind of jumping the gun here. Okay, see, I'm walking downstairs, and obviously I couldn't play any of this because they're blaring like MGM theatrical music super loud. It was like it felt like a crazy house in there. There was like different things playing over each other. There's Marilyn Monroe, okay? And then there's also Frank Sinatra. Fly me to the moon. La da da di da di da di da. It's fun going to these things by yourself because you feel like you have the whole park to yourself. Or like it's like kind of going to the skate park. You have it all to yourself. And there's his teeth. Man, you got to get those fixed. I hope you went to the dentist. And I'm pointing at his teeth because, like, man... You know he had the money. All right, so it's... You okay, Duke? So this is the other room, which is... Okay, this is interesting. Women of Bororo tribe of Nigeria. These women wore metal anklets, each weighing 10 pounds. And can you imagine how strong their legs got? Okay. And so I found that interesting. I couldn't read every single thing inside Ripley's Believe It or Not, unfortunately, because it would have taken me like 10 hours. Okay, and then that looks like my aunt, Emo Choi. I'm not kidding around. That's why I was kind of tripping on this lady, because I'm like, damn, that looks like a family member. That looks like Emo Choi, Aunt Choi. And here's... Okay, so this is another interesting... See, the Lilyfoot, to me, it's a form of torture, but back in the days, it was a sign of social status, and they would bind their legs at a young age, from the age of 5, to make it half normal looking. See how it's indented like that? And it's a form of torture basically, but back then it was looked at as favorable. Like, you see how indented her leg is? So yeah, that's called the lily foot, okay? I did not know that, and that's why I was tripping on that. Okay, and here's the other room, and I'm just kind of like, I mean, it was kind of overwhelming because I was trying to look at everything, and I didn't want to feel like I was, to be honest with you, I was afraid I was going to get caught filming because I've been here to this spot before, and they, okay, here we go, Executioner's Axe. This is the ill shit right here. This is the Wu-Tang shit right here. Executioner's Axe and the Heretic Beheading Axe. And then this was interesting. Okay, so the Heretic Beheading Axe, torture lasted several days. So when the axe was brought out, they welcomed it. Okay, that's how bad they tortured these people. They were like, please behead me because I can't handle this torture. Okay, and so this is some... There's so many little knickknacks. I'm trying to... If you want to pause on any of this stuff, you could pause and read. I mean, obviously the samurai sword, that's interesting. But I can't wait to tell you what my favorite item is in this particular room. And, we have all seen the samurai movies. And then this area was cool, but you have that... See, they're kind of... There's these guns they make you put quarters in. Like right here, they wanted you to play these games inside. I didn't have time for all that. I'm like, I'm going to, since I paid the fee. Oh, the fee's $19, a little under $20. Ripley's Mask Collection. This was interesting. But then there's a lot of superstition attached to that. If you've seen the movie The Believers, that kind of remind me of that. Okay, this is interesting. The West African fantasy coffin. People of Ghana often order, design, or fantasy coffins that reflect their occupation status or achievements of the deceased. Mine would probably be my sampler, my Boss SP303 sampler, or like a 4-track. Like I wouldn't build like a shoe like that. So just bury me in like a Roland Boss SP303 coffin. Cyclops lamb. Okay, this stuff's all cool, but I'm just like, is an employee coming? And I was kind of, oh, here we go. This was interesting. The matchstick stuff, like, that was cool. The matchstick boat, and yacht. But let's get to my favorite item. So that was cool. I mean, that's craftsmanship right there, right? Wouldn't you say? A lot of glue, a lot of cutting. This is my favorite right here. The authentic vampire killing kit. Because I grew up with movies like The Lost Boys and Salem's Lot, and, I even Interview with the Vampire. I like vampire movies, Nosferatu, all that stuff. And so, yeah, that was, and then the other item that stood out, okay, here we're still on the matchstick stuff, and like, we get it. You know how to build cool shit with matchsticks, which is cool. I mean, that probably took a lot of patience to do that cottage. And I think we're going to get to my second favorite item, which is, it's not the New Guinea cannibal skull, because I'm kind of superstitious. I don't like, even like on the set of Poltergeist, they said that it was, oh, here we go, shark tooth armor, but the cast of Poltergeist said that it was cursed. The set was cursed because there's a scene where they actually use real human skulls. So anything with skulls, I'm cool off of. This stuff too, if you've seen the movie The Believers, man, that had to do with like some witchcraft, African witchcraft, like Santeria, or it was something that had to do with that. And when I saw that when I was younger, and it scared the daylight out of me, not the daylights, the daylight out of me. So now we're in the room with just little, like, animal stuff, giant alligator heads. And I'll tell you what my favorite item in this room is. It's coming up. Keep in mind, I'm kind of paranoid. I'm like, okay, I have a shit building up because obviously I have to take a shit in here. I spent the money and it was already building up. Prehistoric bones, okay, we get it. Saber-toothed tigers, that's cool. All this stuff, is cool, but I feel like they haven't like revamped this place in a while, and like I feel like they are just kind of sitting on it, and then tourists are just paying the fee. Okay, so this stuff, it's getting interesting now because we're getting into like two-face calves, and but my favorite one is the cow hairballs, which is coming up. Okay, not that. And that's crazy. I mean, that's you could put that in a horror movie. Yeah, that's scary. Yeah, The Witch Part 2 or something. Okay, here we go. We're getting to the so the cow hairballs has I'll jump the gun on it right here. It says they have a 4-stomach digestive system, and the hair passes rolled into spheres the size of basketballs. So that, I mean, that's a painful shit right there. And then and then there's these. I mean, this kind of reminds me of like Clash of the Titans or something, like a Minotaur or something that like Perseus would have to fight. And then, okay, this is all fine and dandy, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of cool, the Cyclops goat. But like I said, the standout items for me is the cow hairballs and the authentic vampire killing kit, as well as the West African fantasy coffin. I mean, the heretic beheading axe. Prehistoric, okay, fossils, okay, that's fine. And at this point, I'm like, okay, that's cool too, that bat's cool. I was trying to get a better angle on that fruit bat, because, look, like I'm getting my own reflection, but I'm like, dude, how ill would that be, like a chest tattoo of that right in the middle of your chest? Like on some Conor McGregor shit, you know how he has that big tattoo on his chest? Okay, and then, like I said, I mean, I'm kind of skimming through this because I'm trying to, like, if I were to do an extensive thing, I would have to pause and read the whole, I mean, I felt like I was on a school day trip or something. And who doesn't love Tom Selleck? George Burns, for those of you who don't know, he's an icon. Look him up, okay? You're gone but not forgotten, George Burns, okay? So I respected that. I didn't really touch anything because I'm superstitious. And these are puzzles, okay? Puzzle piece portraits, all right? That's one thing. That's the main thing I forgot. These are all puzzles. How incredible is that? Okay, at this point, I'm like, okay, my poo's ready. And you don't have to watch me do all this, but it's like, I did it at Madame Tussauds, so I have to do it here. And I'm looking around. I'm like, okay, is there a window of opportunity for me to squeeze cheese? So I'm just looking at this stuff. I'm thinking like, okay, maybe I do have it. It's built up. Okay, I do have to shit. So I go in here, and then there's music in here too. There's a whole different soundtrack in here, and I'm like, okay, this is what happened. I had to pee at first. Okay, this is the story. I had to pee at first, but then you notice. I mean, I guess I could speak on the behalf of dudes. I don't know if females deal with this, but it's after I urinated, I'm like, I think I have a shit in there too. So I'm looking, I'm kind of tripping. I'm like looking, I'm trying to read stuff too, as you can see. Like I'm looking around, I'm looking at the surroundings, and then I'm realizing, I'm looking at myself, and then I'm realizing, oh no, I have to actually take a shit. And so, but this is cool. This is actually better than Madame Tussauds because there's at least stuff to look at when you're on the pot, right? So, if you guys don't want to watch me do this, it's fine, and it's totally understandable. I know it's inappropriate, but I'm just, I'm trying to make the vlog longer, and some people do like it, okay? It's a select few people who don't mind it. I know it's a bit kind of out of pocket to do this, but I'm like, you know what? I paid the $19. There's no one in here. And God, I'm like, the older I get, I look more and more like a goblin. And then now I'm like, and this is good because I'm like looking to the side. I was trying to read that, but I'm like, I don't know what I ate, but it really went through me really quick. And what was that? Relax, Duke. So, and just keep in mind, there might be some YouTube comments like, at least wash your hands. I wash my hands with hot water and soap. All right, it might not seem like it. I mean, I didn't film it last time, but I went through that process too. And this is one of those things where, those mechanisms that don't allow you to like take like a lot of toilet paper. It's like one of those toilet paper stoppers, and I'm like getting mad because I'm like, dude, I need to wipe this off my anus or whatever. I'm like, so I'm like, look, gosh, I do look like a goblin, don't I? I don't know why I'm doing that. I'm making a ball. I guess that's the way I do it, right? Because you know what? This is the thing, all right? In my defense, at home I use Huggies baby wipes, and so okay, I'm reading the side. I'm reading that thing on the left side of me. Your right side, but I'm like right there, and then I'm like, hey, look at this. You could pause and read it. After being overthrown, Italian, blah blah blah. Okay, read it. It has something to do with kangaroos. I don't know. Flew on. Okay. Okay, and then this has something to do with, I guess, going to the bathroom. Average U.S. home uses over blank gallons of water a year. That includes 7 gallons to flush the toilet, about 50 to brush their teeth. Okay, so it's like don't be wasteful with water. That's what's that poster is saying. So I'm like, I don't know what's taking so long. Like I said, if you don't like this, you can fast forward. But this is just a part of what I do on my vlogs. I gotta keep it real. I don't know if a lot of other YouTubers do this, but I'm like, you know what? Hopefully you didn't see anything there. Oh my gosh, I need to start working out. I'm just letting my body go. I'm looking like a goblin. I'm coming at here. It's like the weird Korean man going to Ripley's at night. All right, and then I'm letting you know what. And this is the part where I'm letting you know where I just want to let you know that sanitation is important. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna wash my hands and use soap, and I want to show the camera, okay? Just to let y'all know, because I'm like, self-conscious about that. I don't want people thinking I'm just wiping my ass and then there's, there's feces on my hand and I'm just like eating like gummy bears or something, because I'm not. All right, look, clean soap. All right, it's clean, and I'm ready to rock and roll again. All right. So now I'm thinking, okay, so I thought this was towards the end, but I think there's a few more rooms. And again, Marilyn Monroe, you got to give her respect, okay? She had it. Oh, okay, this is the room I like. This is a Star Wars room. And then, like, I can't play it, but behind me, they're playing the dun, 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 dun. You know what I mean? And they're playing that. And this dude's playing it on the piano, okay? And so I thought this was... Because, come on, I have an Ewok on my arm. And I was going to actually break the glass and take that Millennium Falcon. Because I'm like, dude, I need that. Because, and then I tried, this is the thing. That's why, because I have an old iPhone. I don't know what's wrong with my focusing here. I'm trying to focus in on these, I don't know if you call them curators. But just like the people that were involved with this creation. Okay, look at that Revenge of the Jedi poster. That's one. You know what? I might see that tonight after I get done editing this. Oh, C-3PO. That's L. R2-D2. You gotta give those two droids some props here. So I'm like, okay, well, and it feels nostalgic in this room. And here again, it's like, I don't know why my camera. Okay, celebrity autograph matchbook collection. All right, and I tried my best to get in there, but my camera would not focus on a lot of these. So I'm like, I'm trying to, as you can see, okay, Wolfie, Gilbert, okay, you caught a couple of them, but I couldn't really focus in on the names, and I was getting frustrated at this point. I'm like, okay, well, it's maybe time to go to the Apple store to, turn this in and get like an updated iPhone or whatever. I'm still on the iPhone 11. I have like an older Apple, okay, phone. So I'm like, at this point, I don't even know why I'm filming that. Okay, so I'm like, on to the next. Okay, Wizard of Oz, you've seen it. Dorothy, shout out to Dorothy, the Tin Man, the whole shit. Okay, okay, and I'm sure this is a weird. I'm sure this is a weird movie to watch on hallucinogenics as well. Not that I have. But it's one of those things where in college they're like, dude, you want to take mushrooms and listen to Pink Floyd, The Wall? It's like one of those things. Okay, and then let's see, I wasn't lying. The guy was on the piano playing the Star Wars anthem. Now Okay, there's a pharmacy. Okay. I mean, I feel like a lot of this stuff, like I said, it's a lot of it's not updated. I think that it's as is. And okay, and so this room, and so I was like, I didn't know how to turn on, because I was filming the vlog, but it had instructions where you're supposed to turn on your flashlight and then press this a certain amount of times. See, and I'm like, I don't need to do all this just to see my shadow. Like, I'm cool with it. Like, I was trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to vlog this to show you what this room does? But at that point, I'm like, well, I don't want to, like, I'm afraid that if I turn on my flashlight, I'll mistakenly stop recording. Okay, so I'm like, I was over it. I'm on to the next. Okay, and this is kind of like a zany. Now it gets kind of weird because it has like different like there's that rotating vase. And there's and then this woman's kind of weird. This older grandma in this casing. I thought that was weird. Okay. Do you believe that I'm coming here? I'm doing this alone, folks. This could actually be a haunted house as well. All right. I'm doing this alone. I paid the fee. And, like, all this stuff, like, I don't have time to, like, look at an image for, like, 10 hours and like, trip out, like, and try to find the snake or whatever. So you could tell, like, the spinning woman, look at the spinning woman, blah, 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 right brain side of your brain is working. Like, I didn't have time. I'm like, I'm trying to get this vlog done. I'm not trying to, like, stand and stare and get scared to see an image. Okay, and then we're getting at... Okay, we're getting at spinning circles. This is cool. I actually played a few notes in this. Like, okay, so each one of those keys plays like a helicopter noise, like propellers, or like a horn, or there's like different sounds for each key. And then right here, you know, I had to figure out, okay. See, all this stuff, like, if I had more time, I would have definitely taken my time and done the gate thing and the skewed sight thing. But then I had to put... This thing's cool. This color bright thing, because they had J plus S, but I completely... I had to put a large S for STEEBEE on here. So I'm like, okay, so I'm going to take some of these lights out and then make an S, and then I try to film it, okay? And like I said, I would recommend coming here at least once, folks. It's under $20. I would recommend going at night. There's no one here. I went on a weekday at night. It was dark. The employees look like they look like they're either stoned or they don't care about their job, and they're just like kind of like... There you go. S for STEEBEE. YouTube.com/STEEBEE'Weebee. Subscribe today. So, like, that's why, like, I felt, okay, this was kind of cool. Look at that. Now we're good. This kind of reminds me of Madame Tussauds here. Look at that. Award for the ugliest face. I mean, but if she had, like, $1 billion, you would date her, okay? I'm just saying, fellas. Be real. Okay, the bride... Okay, and then... Okay, that's kind of... stereotypical depiction of Asian guy. Strangest face award. JT's Sailors, good for you. I don't know how you got your face to do that, but look, you're in Ripley's Believe It or Not doing it, so that's fine. And that's crazy too. This is strangest piercing. Yeah, that just looks painful. I don't know if I could endure that. Oh, I got to shout out my main man, Tom Thumb. That's actually Tom Thumb right there. And, you know, this gave me some ideas, actually, as far as my album. I'm like, dude, you know what? I'm going to reference Tom Thumb in a song, or maybe write a song about Tom Thumb. Human Lizard Award goes to Eric. Okay. So this is, now we're going towards, leaning towards body modifications, okay? I mean, there's certain people out there, they do these, look at that. They put those things on their face, and they modify their faces to make them look like something out of a horror movie or something, which is fine. Yeah, my main Tom Thumb. Look at my man right there. That's the homie, Tom Thumb. Look him up, okay? And this guy has weird, he's got like, I think, yeah, he's got several pupils or something. He has the most eyes, okay? He's got like several, like, probably. And this guy needs to chill on the spam, because that's too ridiculous. Like, why? You can't let yourself go like that. But I don't know, man. A lot of people can't. Look at this guy's 4 Big Macs, 4 cheeseburgers, 8 large fries, 3 ham steak. I mean, this guy ate. He loved food, okay? But you just can't let yourself go like that, folks. I'm telling you, you can't. Get on that spinach, get on that arugula. And at this point, I'm like, okay, well, this is cool. I mean, if I had more time to read every single, like, area, then it would probably be more, okay, now I'm on the superhero. Oh, man, Christopher Reeves. Look him up. I mean, that's the OG Superman right there, Christopher Reeves. I just saw the Zack Snyder's Justice League actually last night, and I didn't realize it was 4 hours, so I had to take breaks. And I thought it was cool how they brought Superman back to life. I really enjoyed that movie. George Reeves, Superman. Okay, we get it, dude. We get it. Yeah, you know, like my old neighbor Colin Drake used to say, I had my day in the sun. We get it. Dick Tracy. Look, stamp art, okay? This is all stamp art. Oh, I got to show you my favorite item. This is not it, but it's... Okay, my favorite item's coming up here. This is all cool. Like, we get it. Terminator, Hulk. But right here, see that? That Corleone. Shout out to the Sex and the City girls. But, the Corleone. The main man right here, dude. Don Corleone. See, this piece of art has, if you look closely, again, my camera couldn't capture it, but it has the script within the art. It has, see, if like I was trying to focus in, but that's the script. That's the movie script in there. Those are letters, all right, and words, okay, of the script, and then that's the art. So I thought, out of all the pieces of in this whole Ripley's Believe It or Not, I was tripping out on this. I'm like, wow, dude, this is like the Godfather, Don Corleone, and it has the whole Godfather movie script in that art piece, which I thought was awesome. Hey, we're almost done here, dude. I'll open the door for you, okay? So now I'm like, okay, well, next time I'll probably take a lot more time walking through here, okay? We got Mr. Bean, we got... Now I'm thinking, I can't lie to you. Sorry, dude. I can't lie to you. At this point, I was getting kind of claustrophobic. I was like, okay, well, okay, so now I'm going back to the way I came, but there's probably, like, now I'm going backwards, right? And they had a baseball team. Good for you guys. Y'all had a Ripley's Believe It or Not baseball team, all right? Ripley's famous. I don't know. I'm so fixated on that because maybe I'm trying to get every piece in here. See, you don't even have to come here. So if you just, share this vlog with the homies, and you might not have to spend $20. You could be like, well, I saw STEEBEE'S vlog, okay? I don't have to actually go, okay? Now we're getting to the, okay, this is what Marilyn Monroe wore, this is what Beyonce wore, or Lady Gaga, or whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool. Shout out to the queens, okay? Okay, man, okay, just relax, okay? We're almost there. Duke is, okay, Kim Kardashian wore this at blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, that's cool. GFK info. What else? At this point, I'm like, okay, I was getting a little paranoid because I'm like, well, how many more rooms do we have? And what does this have to do with Ripley's Believe It or Not? Believe It or Not. Okay, it's Happy Birthday, Mr. President, Gala, okay. It's a gala ticket, okay, I get it now. See, now I'm reading it, like, for the first time, it seems like. Okay, and this is the room. Okay, again, there's a lot of Marilyn Monroe tributes here at Ripley's Believe It or Not, okay? And then there's actually, my favorite part in this room is they have the, we're getting there. Okay, see this hole right here? I stick my hand in it, right? And there's a bunch of wind that prevents me from touching that gem. See, and that tripped me out. I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of scared me. I don't want to be hit with that wind again. Okay. So Marilyn Monroe got a lot of love. I mean, look at even to this day, there's tributes to Marilyn Monroe. Okay, it's that iconic that right there, the wind blowing up from the sewer, whatever, the sewers and stuff, and then there's wind, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. We get it. So this is basically your Marilyn Monroe tribute room. Okay, and I'm kind of like, I want to take it all in, and now I'm kind of rushing through this. We're towards the end now, and then we're going to, okay, this is kind of reminds me of like Pirates of the Caribbean, like at Disneyland. Javora, Indian Warrior, and like I said, you don't want to, maybe this is not for people by themselves walking through this, but I tend to do a lot by myself. And sometimes I just prefer it like that. Yeah, like those masks, I don't know. I'm just superstitious after seeing The Believers. That movie, The Believers, okay, shrunken heads, we get it. That type of stuff always scared me. I mean, like, I remember, like, the OG Beetlejuice had, like, the dude with the shrunken head in it, and that scared me when I watched it. Now we're at the end. Okay, now I have to tell you. Now we're at the music icon. So we have Michael Jackson's Monkey, okay? Do you remember that? Yeah, I mean, this dude, he had so much money, he had his own amusement park. I mean, y'all seen the documentary. I don't want to get into it, but just keep in mind he also had a pet monkey. Okay, and then that's a real artist right there. Hey, rest in peace, David Bowie. Okay, Ziggy Stardust. I'm a fan. Too many hits. Ground control to Major Tom. Bob Dylan. There's a documentary where supposedly Bob Dylan sold his soul to the devil. Look that up on YouTube. I don't know if it's true or not, but there's an interview where he talks about it. Look up Bob Dylan sold his soul to Satan. Then I think we have Louis Armstrong. So we have different and then we have Jimi Hendrix. And then this is the room I was kind of tripping at, because it's like I was like dancing, and then there's like different panels of like speeds of me dancing. So I'm like, whoa, this is cool. So I'm dancing, and I was thinking of like maybe for a music video or something, right? Like you could like come in here, and then you could like there, see the far left one where I'm dancing, and it's like going like hyper speed. So I'm just like, whoa, this is cool. I'm like, I mean, that's why you can't do this when there's families around. I could do this because it was at nighttime, and I have the whole place to myself. So I mean, thank God I didn't try to like break dance or something, or like up rock, or do the Running Man or something. I was actually trying to like, look, I did a little bit of footwork up top, like little skedaddles. I was like doing little foot skedaddles. See, I was doing little foot skedaddles. Back then, I mean, in the 90s, there's also a form of dancing called a house dancing. There's house crews. This is like, aside from b-boy crews, there's house dancing. There's a club in Escondido, in San Diego, where that's like me and my brother, where we would go, and I saw the Far Side there like in '92. But then it was actually a dance club, and I remember. There was a house cruise there, and you could always tell. And then I had to come back. I'm like, you know what? This is the end. I realized it's the end of the tour, but I'm like, I want to dance a little bit more. So I was like dancing. But anyway, so going back to this club Distillery in San Diego, I saw the Far Side there like in high school. But then there, like on other nights, we'd go there to dance. And then there was these house crews. They were kind of like b-boy crews, but they didn't have any floor work. It was mostly up rock. And they'd have like fluorescent laces and stuff. So I'm like, oh, okay. I remember there's a crew called Stussy. I'm like, isn't that like just a clothing line? And it's like your whole crew's called Stussy. So now we're at the very beginning, and I'm like, okay, the other employee, and then I talked to these people because they weren't even kind of come in. I'm like, you guys going in? I talked to the lady. I'm like, you going in? They're like, oh, no, dear, we ain't going in. And I'm like, oh, you should. It's pretty cool in there. And so I was like, I didn't want to film them, put the camera to their faces. But, and that's from the movie Big with Tom Hanks. nostalgic movie. And at this point, I'm like, okay, well, thank you. And I'm thanking the guy that works there, the other employee there. And I'm like, I think I asked him, hey, man, are there people in here that have done hallucinogenics? And he just kind of smiled and smirked. And so I took that as a yes. So I kind of assumed that maybe he has partook in that type of activity. And okay, we get it. The Beatles, you guys had hits. Okay, Biggie and Tupac, The Simpsons. So that's it. That was my tour. So this is Ripley's, believe it or not. It's like under $20 for entry fee, and you've seen it, okay? And this is on the corner of Hollywood Boulevard and Highland, and that's it. And then I'm getting so, and then at this point I'm like, should I? And that's it. Thanks for tuning in.